So the client was explaining to me that she's a little concerned about her nails peeling a little bit. So there was this one peeling a little bit, this one is slightly peeling, and this is peeling. But I can see that the nails are nice and strong. So I would absolutely not recommend any hardeners, because the hardeners are going to over harden the nails and make them very, very brittle. She has a very nice hard nails. Like, they absolutely don't need a hardener. All they need is more oil to add flexibility. So possibly this does not happen. So peeling like this can be caused by washing your hands even often, because the nails absorb a lot of water and then they expand, then they contract when the water dries out, and that constant movement can make the nails peel eventually. So just daily care is going to be much better than using any hardeners right now. And by the way, filing back and forth, and I still get a lot of questions, people asking me about it, is not bad for the nails. What really matters is the grit of the file. These are medium files from Erica, and I use them a lot in a salon. They're very, very good. They are very sturdy. They are easy to clean. They're very easy to disinfect, to sanitize and disinfect. So I really like them. Over time, they become a little more dull, and that is a perfect grit. They become like a perfect grit for natural nails. So this is a medium file, but it's because I've used it for a long time, it becomes almost like a fine file. So the peeling or surface or peeling is caused by surface damage and not by filing the nails back and forth. As you can see, so now what I'm pushing back is the living skin, which the technical term for it is proximal nail fold, and that exposes the cuticle. So I do this very, very lightly. I don't push the cuticle. The cuticle now is that white here piece. So what I'm going to do, gently push the living skin, and then later on I'm going to remove the cuticle with the cuticle remover. And when you do that on a regular basis, the living skin is going to nicely bounce back, and it's going to stay back. And there's no need for any cutting then. And the reason why the skin stretches sometimes is because it's stuck to the nail. So when you push it back on a regular basis, it's not going to be stuck, so it's not going to stretch. Blue Cross works very fast, so I can see that this is already very soft, so I'm going to remove it. So the removal part is very, very important. Don't just wipe off the product. It has to be rinsed off. So if you're doing your own nails, it's better to do one hand, finish, and then do the other hand. Because these products are very, very alkaline, so they can irritate the skin, definitely. They can even damage the nail too, when they're left on the nail. When you wet the nails at this point, you can see that there's sometimes bits of nails from filing them stuck underneath, so then you can get this later with a buffer. So don't worry about it yet, we'll get to it. So again, for example, this skin here, the living skin, it's a little stretched because it was stuck to the nail. So a lot of times people ask me like what to do, and you know what? Nothing. Just push it back gently like I did earlier, and this is going to shrink. So that skin, especially if you're using urea-based creams like I recommend, especially the Carousel and Hasero in Poland. These creams are absolutely amazing for that. And yes, they are really, well, especially the Carousel. It's marketed as a foot cream, but it's good for any hardened, dry skin. So not necessarily just on the feet. Like when people have calluses here, they can just dab a little bit of that cream as well. Perfect. So now you can grab the file. You can actually even grab a buffer to get these little pieces. Now I'm going to use electric file for the sides just to smooth that skin, but obviously if you don't have electric file, because I don't recommend it for doing your own nails, you can do that part with this file, and I'll show you how to do it as well in just 1 second. So I'm just going underneath to make sure that I grab all the little fuzzies, the skirts. Okay, so to smooth that hard skin, you can actually take the file and very gently go over it just to smooth it. Don't try to remove dry skin, just to smooth it and exfoliate a little bit. And then the rest should be done with daily use of the creams that I recommend. So as you can see, again, I'm not going crazy trying to remove everything. It's just, I'm just kind of freshening up, I guess, freshening up that area. So now I'm gonna do this with e-file because I like it and it's very precise. But you can achieve that with a regular file as well. Okay. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but this is so important. So my goal here is not to remove dry skin, because dry skin cannot be corrected by filing it. So for example, if you have dry skin on your lips, you're not gonna take sandpaper and just try to file it off. We have to correct. Actually, what you're doing is when you're removing the layers of the skin, you actually are causing even more water loss, right, from the skin. So it's better to seal the skin with proper creams and not to remove layers. What I'm doing here is very gentle exfoliation just for the hard skin. I'm not trying to remove the dry skin. I get that all the time in a salon. People are asking, can you remove the dry skin? And no, you can't. Dry skin is, you have to think of it as broken down skin, and you fix broken down skin by protecting it. And the cream is going to give you very gentle chemical exfoliation. So this is a bit of a mechanical exfoliation that we're doing here, but really the chemical exfoliation is always more gentle and it's better. So done on a regular basis, over time, produces amazing results. And this is all about progress. This is not about perfection, trying to achieve this. I know it's tempting, this beautiful before and after picture. Like, my goal is for my clients to have long-term healthy nails. My goal is not to create a perfect before and after picture at no matter what cost. So now I'm going to just use a very fine buffer just to smooth the area where I removed the cuticle and just to smooth the free edge. So it's nice and smooth so nothing catches. The key is just to clean up any possible skin that's left on the nail, but not to smooth the nail, because that removes way too many layers, and over buffing the nail causes major damage. See, it's these little pieces that I try to get. Sometimes you just have to go back with the little tool very gently. This area is very sensitive because that's where the nail is growing. You don't want to cause any damage. And very often the thumbs are uneven from just even rubbing this area of your thumb or of the nail with the other fingers, and these little lines appear. This is how very little pressure can cause damage in the nail. So the best thing to do is not to buff trying to erase these lines, is try to consciously stop rubbing the skin above the nail. Okay, so now I'm going to use just the alcohol to clean up the nail, and we're going to do a very quick polish and cream after.